Hello people YouTube, how are you today? It is me, Abby, and today we're going to be doing a review on probably one of the most hyped sponges of 2018, slowly trickling into 2019, the Junco Velvet Sponge. Clearly you can see I've already used it, I've already gotten my makeup done. I'm going to show you the process of me doing my makeup with this and my thoughts afterwards, so let's get started. Okay, before starting with my base, I just got done with my eyes and my eyebrows. It says to use wet to apply liquid foundations, concealers, and contouring, like cream contouring, and to avoid products overload, submerge into your Junco water the Junco sponge in water and squeeze. Already did that. Apply a dime-sized amount on your hand to prepare application, so use less than what you usually do. Do not apply product directly onto the Junco sponge as it will be too thick for transfer, and use a stippling motion and a dab to achieve your desired effect. Okay, simple enough. Let's get started. Hey guys, okay, I already started to prime my face and I'm going in with my favorite L'Oreal foundation, and immediately with the sponge I felt the fibers and it felt so freaking weird. Like, I'm not even joking, but it is giving my face that full coverage look. Again, I showed you I'm doing it in the mirror again. And as I was doing it, like, it was looking really good. Like, I was really liking the application. And I was thinking, oh, I understand why everybody is liking this product. Oh my god, it's doing so good. As I am applying it, you could see, like, it is getting into the cracks and crevices nicely. I'm not used to, like, you know, like the beauty blender style of it. So, like, when I usually use, like, the sponge, I use, like, the raindrop part to bounce on my face. So using the bottom part was a little different for me. But I did like it. It was going on very, very nicely. Like, my foundation looked beautiful. Like, it looked like a clean base. I was enjoying it. The only thing I was feeling weird about is, like, the fibers. It feels super weird. And now I'm going in with my Tarte Shape Tape as always, and 05 Fair. Like, I am very, very fair. And as I'm applying it, it blended, like you're gonna see right now, it blended out my concealer pretty well. I decided to use the raindrop part because I'm just so used to that, and it was doing a really good job. The only thing I didn't like is, like, I could feel the fibers in the corner of my eye and it felt a little weird, you know, but I think that's just, like, me and, like, my personal preference and the fact that I'm not used to that thing yet. But overall, it was really good. I really did like it, and my face was looking really, really good. Another thing, though, is that this Junco sponge, I got it, you know, the original price is $6. I got it half off for $3 and only had to pay $2 for shipping, so that was amazing. Okay, I'm going to be talking through this step. I've been using it, and it feels so weird, I'm not going to lie. But as I'm, like, tapping it in, everything looks super well blended. I'm not sure if you could see on camera, but I want to see how this performs when I bake, because it is such a velvety sponge. I'm a little scared, so I have my Coty Air Spun Powder in full coverage translucent, and I'm gonna just bake. See how this does. Fuck, I just hit the corner of my eyeshadow. Gonna have to fix that later, so I'm gonna get back to you right now. Hey guys, okay, now that I'm using the sponge to pack on powder, the dampness has left a little bit, so it's a little more dry. So it was picking up powder really good, and it was applying very nicely to my face. Like, it felt really soft. It was packing on powder, like, exactly how I want, considering the fact that I do like to bake. Like, you could tell on the forehead how much powder that was. The only problem I was having is, like, right as I was putting on powder, on the high points of my cheeks where, like, my highlight would go, foundation started to come off, and it was weird because that's never happened before. So I'm like, I tried to fix it later on, but overall it was a little weird, but the sponge is soft. Okay, I just powdered my face with a sponge, and it applied the powder really well. It feels very even. I don't feel like any, like, sticky or, like, foundation parts, you know. I'm baking at the moment. I mentioned in my last beauty tutorial that I bake on the side. So when I get to that step, I'm gonna do that and see how the powder applies for this side, because usually when I like to be, like, precise with the powder, but when I'm baking on my face, I just, like, put powder everywhere. So I'm gonna see how that holds up. Okay, I just got done doing the rest of my face, and it's weird. Something happened, like, when I was wiping off the bake, you could kind of see it right here. Powder and stuff came off, especially on this side, and it usually if I make a mistake, you know, where like the blue and stuff gets down and I put my concealer, like, you know, concealer powder and stuff, you can never really see it. This time you can't. So I'm not sure if it's because of the sponge or what, but like, okay, you could see it right here. Like, see, like that little spot, like it wasn't taking makeup. I went back in with the sponge and was pressing in it, and it was making it worse. So I just decided to quit, and then I think I'm gonna just put like a shit ton of fucking highlighter on it, so it's not like that. But I'm gonna go back in with my Coty Airspun powder and take this flat side and see if it'll, you know, carve how I like it. Okay, as I am starting to bake, it picked up powder really nicely, like right away. You could definitely see like there was powder. I always like to go in a couple more times just because I really like that sharp defined line. Like you could see, like I am satisfied with how it's putting on the powder. The only thing is I still can't stop thinking about like what happened to the top of my cheeks. And sorry again for the lighting outside. It keeps doing that to me. I never notice it until like the very end. But it is putting on the powder really nicely. It's baking really well. My only problem is the fact that it took off some of my foundation. Well, I would say that applied powder pretty damn well. In fact, quite better than my normal Real Technique sponge. I applied a good amount of powder. We're going to see when I wipe it off, too. I'm going to get done doing like the rest of my face, and I'll get back with my final thoughts. Okay, I just finished my full face. I did my hair and I got in my outfit for the day. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention it's Easter, so happy Easter. That's why I'm all ready today. Got all dressed up, kind of deal. My makeup turned out really good. I'm really loving my face. Like I said though, the only problem was that right here in these areas, like the foundation and stuff came off, and like when I was brushing away the powder, like it came off there too. Which I don't understand because I've used that foundation so many times before, and this foundation so many times before, and it's worked great. So I'm not sure if it was the sponge, but like how it actually applied at first and then putting the powder down, it was great. I didn't want to use it dry for like how so you could do contour, powder, you know. I did do powder, but I didn't want to do like contour and stuff. Like I already have trouble doing contour enough. I don't need to do it with the sponge. But generally, like using the sponge, it was good. I did like it, but it felt like very weird, like when you're tapping it into your skin, and like it packed on the coverage pretty good. Like I liked that part about it. And just to say, the only problem was like it took off some of my makeup. So like it's a yes for me because the application is great, but I need to test it a couple more times just because of the fact that right there in this area it came off, and you could still kind of see it in the camera. In real life you could still kind of see it, but it's not that noticeable. But still, I'm just like, I like the way it applied. It did good. I just need to test it out a couple more times, but it's a yes for now for application. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe. Have a wonderful day.